Checking in for Tally is number 44, Danielle Bender, a 5'11 freshman from Phoenix, Arizona. That pass is tipped away and ends up in the hands of Bender. Bender gets it to Herring. The Sunbirds quickly up the other way again. Stevens gets it to McLarnon. McLarnon already hit a three earlier in the game. Back to Herring. Herring's going to use a screen from Sharday Stevens. Get the ball top to White. Over to Bender. The corner to McLarnon. McLarnon fakes the three. Dribbles out. Pulls the trigger this time. Misses. Rebound comes down and bounces all the way out to Sharday Stevens. The Sunbirds have a fresh 30-second clock. Ball's back to McLarnon. She's not going to shy away and hits it again. A pair of three-pointers for Dakota McLarnon, and she's got 6 points early on for the Sunbirds, who have stretched their lead out to 14-5 and 9-point lead. And this pass gets away, and a attempted steal by the Sunbirds. Great pressure defense by the Sunbirds has created a lot of problems for this Holy Name squad early on in the game. Holy Name's already with 6 turnovers in the first less than 8 minutes of play. Ayad checks in for Holy Names, and taking the seat's going to be Garisha Youngblood. And it looks like we've got underneath inbounding the ball, that's going to be 0, Tiana Burks, a 5-foot freshman from Antioch, California. Ayad with the ball now. Ayad dribbles to the corner, looks in for Schaefer, gets the ball to Schaefer, back to Ayad. Ayad goes up for the shot, attempted block by Sharday Stevens, but unable to get it, and that's a 2-pointer for the Holy Names Hawks, and it's a 14-7 ball game now. Salas with the ball, gets it to McLarnon. McLarnon to Stevens. Stevens up top to White. Back to Stevens, back to White. Brina Salas steps in with the dribble. Takes it high off the glass, misses. Rebound comes down, an effort by Sharday Stevens. Ends up tipped out to Salas. And driving in for the Sunbirds is Kiera White. She's fouled, and when we come back into play, it'll be Sunbird ball out of bounds. We're going to take this media to take a double-digit lead here for the first time in the game tonight. They've led by 9, I believe, at 2 different occasions. And they lead by 9 right now at 18-9. Ball goes to Megan Lee. Lee looks inside for Bender. Kicks it back out to McLarnon. Bender working inside the 2-3 zone being played by the Holy Names Hawks. Now the pass goes inside to Bender. Bender steps through. And on the step through, a very, very late whistle, but probably a correct whistle. And the foul is called. And so now Bender will be going to the line to shoot a pair for the Sunbirds after this timeout. And so when we come back from this word from Port of Subs, you'll have Danielle Bender stepping to the free throw line to shoot 2. This is FPU basketball on FPUathletics.com. Including 7 offensive rebounds for the Sunbirds. And between second chance points, which is 5, and points off turnovers, which is 10, that's 15 of the 18 points for the Sunbirds. Bender hits the first of 2 free throws. And she'll step up for her second. And Bender hits the second one. Bender coming into the game had not shot a free throw on the season, so she's now at 100% shooting. And the Sunbirds quickly go into their press with their 10-point lead, and a very pass stepped in front of there by Lee. Not a real good pass on the part of Holy Names. And another steal by the Sunbirds. Ball back to Lee again. This time Lee hits on the layup. And that's a 13-point lead for the Sunbirds at 22-9. Holy Names struggling with the pressure of the Sunbirds. Attempted steal there by Herring. Herring unable to get the steal. And then up for the shot on the other side is Youngblood. And Youngblood hits the shot and is fouled. Foul is on Shedrick, and for Shedrick, that is her, I believe, her first personal foul of the game, and it is. That is the 4th team foul on the Sunbirds, 6 already on Holy Names, so the Sunbirds will be in the bonus from here on as Youngblood up at the free throw and hits it. And 2 players have scored in the game so far for the Hawks, 7 for Garisha Youngblood, or actually make that 8, and 4 for Isabel Ayad. As the ball goes inside. Oh, nice pass, interior passing by Bender. Up with the right hand is the left-handed Shedrick, unable to convert for the Sunbirds. Lead is at 10 right now after being up by as many as 13. Ball goes to, this time it's to Burks. Kicks it back out. Nice pass inside. And that pass went from Grant. And scoring, I thought that was Clay on the score. I could be wrong, but as we Now there's a foul underneath as Shedrick had the ball for the Sunbirds. And that foul is on number 1, Mariah Winston. For Winston, that is her first foul of the day. 7th team foul, which means the Sunbirds will be shooting the 1 in bonus. Bender, McLarnon, Lee, and then you also see Stevens and Herring. Again, the 5 that are on the floor for the baseline out of bounds plays for the Sunbirds. Lee looks, can't find anybody open. Finally gets the ball in the corner to Herring. Herring gets it to Bender, who takes the 12-footer, 15-footer, and hits it for Danielle Bender. That's 4 on the game. Sunbirds lead back up to 9 at 26-17. 5:52 to go in the first half. Winston with the basketball, working on Bender. Gets it over to Youngblood. Youngblood again drives the lane, puts her head down. And the Sunbirds, Coach Kelly, that's Kelly Winter. That's the volleyball coach. That season's over, Rick. And this is Coach Lindsey Wilson, not very happy with the officials, as any contact that's being made is being called a foul, regardless of who creates the contact, is, I think, what Coach Wilson is probably frustrated with. That foul are going to be Shedrick and Lee, it looks like, for the Sunbirds. Tally and Shedrick. Sunbirds with Bender, Herring, Stevens, McLarnon, and White. White with the basketball. Looks inside. Stevens. Back up top to Herring. Herring pulls the trigger on a 3. Rolls around and out. Rebound comes down to Jasmine Grant. Sunbirds up 34-26. Minute 15 to go in the first half. Grant being guarded by McLarnon. Gets the ball over to Winston. Winston goes baseline. Guarded by Herring. And as another bumping call being made by the official, and this one's being called on number 10, Janae Herring. That is Herring's second personal foul, and Herring asking the official what she did. What they're calling is any type of bumping that is going on with the legs or the hips is being called a foul in this game. And they've been consistent with it on the Hawks into the floor. Sunbirds not driving, not looking to penetrate as much with the guards, and so we're not seeing that call. As Winston goes up to shoot the 1 in bonus, first free throw is off the back of the iron. Rebound comes down to Ayad. Ayad gets it back to Winston. Winston to Youngblood. Youngblood kicks it back over and penetrated, looked to kick it and threw it out of bounds instead. And that's going to be Sunbird basketball. 56.4 seconds to go here in the first half. Sunbirds with a chance to stretch the lead back into double digits again before they go into the locker room for the halftime. Kiera White goes baseline, takes it off of her leg, kicks it back up top to Salas. Salas being guarded by Youngblood. Back to White. White goes baseline this time, being guarded by Youngblood. And tripped up on the play, no call. And with 28 on the shot clock and 30 on the game clock, Holy News may be saving this for the last shot. Ayad with the basketball, being guarded by Stevens. Looks underneath to Youngblood, and no, they are not. Youngblood off the glass and in, and that is 16 points in the first half for Garisha Youngblood. Sunbirds with the basketball, 13 seconds to go. Back to Salas. To Kiera White. Bender at the high post. And Bender goes up with the left hand, softly off the iron and in, and that's a good way to finish the half for the Sunbirds. After leading by as many as 13 in the first half, the Sunbirds will